Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Fidiyarsi Matari with the student ID 1906356241 from the class Numerical Method 1. So today I'll be doing a muhasabah or a self-reflection on myself, my values, and everything I've experienced during numerical method. So here are a few things that I'll be talking about. First of all would be who and what is the base teaching or teaching essence of Padai. And I'll explain a little bit about consciousness from my point of view and from Padai's point of view, and about the contents, concepts, and application and case studies of numerical method. Then a little bit about how consciousness could help us in studying numerical method. And lastly, I'll be doing a muhasabah and also the score that I deserve. So first of all, who is and what is the base teaching or teaching essence of Padai? First of all, Padai, or his full name is Dr. Ahmad Indra Siswantara. He is my lecturer in numerical method, and also he teaches two other numerical method classes. And as far as I know, he also teaches fluid mechanics for my other friends. He is the creator of CCIT, or Continuous Consciousness in Taqwa, which is a social media or a platform where students are able to express their thoughts and also their progress and all their work about numerical method or other subjects. And he is, as the title says, or as his website says, CCIT, Continuous Consciousness in Taqwa. He always teaches us to have a conscious mind, and he always explains about how important consciousness is for everyone. And also, one of the things that Pak Dai always tries to integrate towards his teaching is Elon Musk's point of view, or his Elon Musk where Elon Musk wants to revolutionize education. So he talks about how um, education should be like playing a game where you are not told to do it, but students are actively trying to find out, or they're enthusiastic enough to learn by themselves. So education should be just as engaging and interesting as a video game. And also how education should be more applicative and explorable, where students should be more aware of the education that they're receiving. So Padai always tries to make what he is teaching to be more applicable for us and more interesting for us. This is my response towards the video I've written in CCIT, and this is Padai's way in applying Elon Musk's point of view of education in class. So he's always tried to make the class more interesting by playing some music when we are starting to get tired, or he tries to make the class more interactive by having discussions. And also he created a platform in CCIT, which is RCB Pelajar dan Mahasiswa, where students are able to have fun and let out some stress by having fun before going back into studying. So the next is I'm going to be talking about consciousness again, from Padai's and from my point of view. So here are a few quotes that Padai has um, written in CCIT about consciousness. Saya adalah kesadaran saya, I am my consciousness, where he always says that consciousness is the most important thing that we should have. And consciousness comes deep within from ourselves, how we are aware of everything of our surroundings. He also says, think not of consciousness, use your heart to understand it. So it's not something we think or we memorize or we want to have, but it's something that comes deep within from ourself, from our own reflection. And also the actions of consciousness: existence, composition, information, integration, and exclusion. And then consciousness is created by Allah, therefore Allah is the most fundamental reality. And also praying is a gateway to highest level of consciousness, experiencing the most fundamental reality, Allah, the one and only. So he says that uh, in order to gain consciousness, consciousness is given and created by Allah, but it is ourselves who must deeply reflect on ourselves and have this consciousness. So here is what my response towards his quotes are, or towards his teaching. So basically, once again, consciousness is the act of being aware of everything we experience. And I feel like it is so important because um, it is the way we apply it to our life. It is the way we carry out our everyday life, is by having a consciousness. We have to be aware of everything we do. And this is my thoughts regarding his quote, praying is a gateway to the highest level of consciousness. I talk about um, subconsciously getting closer to consciously sorry I talk about consciously getting closer to God, praying, and consciously finding our existence and understanding of reality. And I also talk about reality and fundamental reality as well as experiencing God. So now I'll be moving on to the contents, or the concepts and applications and problems and case studies of numerical method. So regarding numerical method, here are a few things that I've studied during numerical method, which are how to do a modeling, how to create a simulation of a gate valve, how to do a curve fitting, how to solve systems of simultaneous linear equations, as well as how to perform optimization. These are a few videos that are listed in my playlist, which I've put here. And also, um, this is always taught to us by Padai, uh, together with his teachings of consciousness. So we have to always consciously search for education and And also, in teaching, Padai is always emphasized on these four things, which is first of all, interactive, consciousness, assistance, and muhasabah. So interactive is how we actively learn, how we actively are trying to understand everything that he's teaching. So before class, there's always a response section or comment section where we have to think of what we are about to learn. And then in class, we actively learn by interacting. And after class, we create a post discussion comment about what we've learned. And then consciousness, once again, is how we enter class with a free mind, how we have this consciousness and our willingness, our enthusiasm to actually learn and apply everything in life, and how consciousness will actually be useful in learning numerical method or in our daily life. And also assistance, where we have classes outside of class. So basically with our numerical method assistant, my group is with Bang Edo. And also lastly is Muhasabah, where we have to self-reflect on ourselves, our values, and it all comes back to us. So now, how your consciousness could help you in studying numerical method. As I said before, consciousness is the uh, how we are aware of everything that happens around us, and how we experience our reality. And I feel like consciousness would help us in studying numerical method, because if we are not conscious, then we will not want to study numerical method. So consciousness is what drives us to actually learn, or to actively develop ourselves. And also besides that, consciousness is also important because it makes us aware of everything around us. So we could interpret we could integrate real life problems into numerical method applications. And this would be shown in my final project later on, where we use numerical method for real life situation. And I feel like consciousness really helps with that, because we have to know everything around us. And finally, I'll be doing a muhasabah, and also giving myself the score that I deserve. So first of all, for muhasabah, we have to self-reflect. So there are three things that we have to self-reflect on: our knowledge, skill, and values or attitude. So our knowledge, I feel like the understanding of concepts, principles, and theories. There all the things that I've learned during numerical methods, such as the how we study our concepts of numerical methods, such as curve fitting, optimization, etc. And I feel like we've really understood that, and we've applied it to our final project. And also other concepts and principles, such as our other concepts, such as consciousness, it's really engraved to ourselves. It's throughout time, Pak Dai's teachings of consciousness have been engraved into myself, and I would try myself to be more conscious of my surroundings and myself. and other principles such as the first principles and other theories that are taught by Padai, inshallah, I have also understood it well. And as for skills, I feel like we use this is where we apply our knowledge of numerical methods, such as by using open modelica and solving problems. This is and our final project. This is where our skills really show. So, alhamdulillah, throughout time, I've been able to do the problems and the uh, assignments given by applying the skills and my understanding. And as for values or attitude, this relates to integrity, hard work, and self reflection. Alhamdulillah, I have always gotten to class on time. I have always commented on time, and I've never skipped a class. So my absence, my um, attendance is 100%. And I've always tried hard to actually deeply understand numerical method and also Pak Dai's teachings. I've always um, initiatively, I've always studied in and outside of class. I've tried to actively learn and understand everything that is taught by Pak Dai. And inshallah, throughout this numerical method, I've learned to develop myself as well as develop my consciousness. And I hope to be a better person in the future. And lastly, from my muhasabah, this is why I believe that I deserve a score of 89. The reason that I didn't give myself a higher score, such as a 90, 95, or 100, is because 100 is such a perfect score. It only belongs to Allah, the most fundamental reality. And while me as a human being, there's definitely a lot of flaws within myself, and um, how there is so much that I still have to learn as in numerical method or as a person. But I hope that I deserve the score of 89. And that is all from me. These are some characters that I've used for my previous videos. Um, I'd like to thank Pat Dai for teaching us numerical method and also teaching us about consciousness and every other theory in your teachings, Pat. I really appreciate it. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.